It would be ideal if life never tested us with tempting situations, if we could go through each day improvising and always making the right decisions. However, the reality is different. In the end, we make mistakes or take actions that we later regret. Stoicism, in theory, is a philosophy, but in practice, it is a set of principles for living. The Stoics believed that life was full of challenges and complexities that would test our resolve, so they created guidelines to help us stay on the right path. In this video, I will share with you 11 Stoic rules that I have adopted to become a better version of myself. These principles were formulated by Stoic philosophers more than 2,000 years ago and have been incredibly useful to many people throughout history. I invite you to stay until the end to learn all the rules and apply them in your life. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you could give this video a like to help me continue spreading this philosophy. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend doing so and hitting the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Rule 1. Master your mornings. One of the most revealing moments in Marcus Aurelius' Meditations is when he reflects with himself at the start of Book 5. He knows he must get out of bed, but the desire to stay under the warm blankets is strong. It's easy to understand, but also impressive, considering that Marcus Aurelius didn't have to get up. Many emperors before him had delegated their responsibilities to enjoy a life of luxury. However, Marcus Aurelius forced himself not to succumb to these temptations and took charge of his duties early in the morning because he knew that mastering the morning was key to conquering the day and life. Although he wasn't familiar with the saying, "The early bird catches the worm," he understood that a good start to the day led to a productive day. Personally, I do these 3 things to have a productive morning. 1. I write in a journal. As soon as I wake up, I jot down the tasks I need to accomplish during the day and briefly reflect on the previous day, noting what I did well and what I need to improve. Keeping a journal helps me create a morning habit and reflect on my life, reminding me of what I need to do and how I need to behave. 2. I exercise. Intense exercise isn't necessary, the important thing is to keep moving. Go for a walk, hit the gym, run, whatever you prefer, but make sure you get physically active. This will fully wake you up and prepare you for the next task. 3. Focus on work. After completing the 2 previous activities, I'm ready to concentrate on the task at hand. Rule 2. Focus on what you can control. The Stoics insisted on the importance of focusing on what is within our control and letting go of what we cannot manage. Understanding this will make you more pragmatic, and you will avoid wasting time worrying about things that don't deserve it. Once you grasp this, you'll avoid unnecessary frustrations and know what to focus on to achieve your goals. A clear example is in sports. You can control how you play, but you cannot control whether you win, whether your opponent is fair, or whether the crowd cheers for you. When you understand this and focus on your own performance instead of others, you will likely improve your outcomes. Apply this principle to all areas of your life. Rule 3. Don't worry about imaginary problems. In life, uncertain situations generate thoughts that cause us suffering. This is completely normal, but if we analyze it closely, most of the negative things we imagine never actually happen. As Seneca said, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Try to focus on the present and stay calm. What you fear is unlikely to happen. Rule 4. Treat success and failure the same way. Marcus Aurelius had an interesting metaphor. He said that all men are like stones. When he threw the stone into the air, he would say that it gains nothing by rising and loses nothing by falling. It remains the same stone. It doesn't matter if the day begins with a promotion or ends with a dismissal, you remain the same person. In fact, the negative situations in life often teach us more than the positive ones, making them even more valuable. Be grateful for everything that happens to you, whether it's good or bad, because no matter what, you remain the same person and can learn from any situation. Rule 5. Focus on one thing a day. This rule shouldn't be taken literally. When I say, do one thing every day, I mean 2 scenarios. The first is for those who live without goals. It's essential to focus on achieving one goal each day, no matter how small, because living without goals turns a potentially extraordinary life into a mediocre one. The second is for those with many goals. Having great ambitions isn't wrong, but it's important to advance step by step. Focusing on too many things at once can cause you to lose sight of what really matters. With this rule, I encourage you to strive to accomplish at least one goal daily, whether it's something simple or complex. Rule 6. Don't look for the easy way out. Whenever you want to achieve something, remember that there is no easy way to get it. In life, the things worth having are obtained through effort. Think of any successful person you admire and read their biography. You'll see that everything they've achieved was through hard work and discipline. In fact, that's the key to their success. The difficult paths build your character, teach you to learn from your mistakes, and motivate you to persevere. The difference between those who achieve great goals and those who don't lies in their tolerance for effort and sacrifice. Anyone can choose the easy way out, but few always achieve what they set out to do. Rule 7. Question the necessity of your actions. Take a moment to reflect on what you do in life. Ask yourself, is what I'm doing necessary? You'll discover how many things we do and desire are completely dispensable, and how much time we waste on them without adding anything significant to our lives. How do you know if what you're doing is necessary? Ask yourself why you're doing it. Find a valuable reason, something that truly matters. If you can't find that reason, what you're doing is unnecessary in your life. Rule 8. Embrace your fate. Things don't always turn out as we expect. It's a fact of life. As Seneca said, fortune behaves as she pleases. His own life was proof of this. Health issues interrupted his political career, and the emperor exiled him. He managed to return only for it to happen again. Almost everything was out of Seneca's control. The only part that depended on him was how he chose to see those events and what he decided to do with them. He chose to see them as something positive and decided to make the most of them. Life will present you with good and bad situations. It's up to you how you face them, by looking for the positive side or constantly lamenting. Rule 9. Learn from the wisdom of the past. The founder of Stoicism, Zeno of Citium, after losing all his wealth, went to the oracle seeking guidance on what to do next. The oracle told him, "To live well, you must converse with the dead." The oracle was referring to reading, inviting Zeno to read the writings of philosophers who lived before him. Reading is a powerful tool. It allows you to understand the thoughts and opinions of people who lived thousands of years ago. In a world where we constantly seek the newest things, we often forget the old. There's nothing wrong with the new, but we must not ignore the vast knowledge found in books. We have the ability to connect with the brightest minds of the past, who can guide us in our lives with their experience. Sadly, millions of people in the world choose to ignore this opportunity. Take advantage of this resource. It has never been easier to access so much ancient knowledge than it is now, thanks to the internet. Rule 10. Be strict with yourself and understanding with others. It's important to remember that a Stoic follows strict rules. We have firm beliefs about what is right and wrong, but, and this is a big but, we must be understanding and forgiving with those who, as Marcus Aurelius wrote, have strayed from the truth. This is key. Your standards are for you. This doesn't mean we allow others to act unjustly or wickedly, but we shouldn't judge everyone who doesn't behave as we'd like. In these cases, the best thing we can do is lead by example. If you want to show someone they are acting wrongly, strive to act correctly yourself and show them. This is the best way to influence someone and change their way of thinking. It may take time, but eventually, they will start to imitate you. Rule 11. Remember you die every day. In Seneca's words, our great mistake is to think that we look forward to death. Much of death has already passed. All the time that has passed belongs to death. It's easy to see death as something distant. We think of it as an event that will happen at some point in life, something fixed. However, every day we draw closer to it, either slowly or quickly, depending on our age and health. Seneca believed this was a mistaken way of thinking about death, a perspective that fostered bad habits and a poorly lived life. Instead, he said that death is a process happening to us right now. We die a little every day. Even as you watch this video, the time passing will never come back. That time, he said, belongs to death. Death is not in the distance. It's with us right now. It's the ticking of the clock, the setting sun. When time's arrow moves, death follows, claiming each moment that has passed. What should we do about it? The answer is to live. Live while you can, don't procrastinate, Don't leave anything unfinished, and make the most of the time while it still belongs to you. What do you think of these Stoic rules? Would you add any more? I look forward to your comments. Personally, I try to apply these principles in my life. Although it's not easy and they're often forgotten, I try to write them down somewhere and remind myself of them. Stoicism is not an easy path, just like life. It requires effort and discipline, but it's worth it. See you next time.